I guess I just can't let this go before I go to bed, man. Donald Trump called himself a fucking war hero today. A fucking war hero. Why? Because Netanyahu bombed Iran and he like helped him, so he thinks he gets to wear that badge. Let's start with Netanyahu has an arrest warrant out for him from the International Criminal Court for war crimes, for genocide, for ethnic cleansing of Palestinians in Gaza. Even Israeli citizens, millions of them, are having a music festival right now against their own prime minister because they know the war criminal who cares more about cleaning the power than saving hostages. That's who Trump wants to stand shoulder to shoulder with. Of course he does. That's who he wants to compare himself to. Of course he does. And let's not forget, Trump spent years trying to delegitimize the ICC, especially now that he's been back in power. Because Bibi was in their crosshairs, of course. So of course he did that, because birds of a feather flock together, especially the corrupt ones. But also because he has potential things with Bukele and the illegal, unconstitutional deportation, trafficking of Venezuelans on that flight that the judge told him not to take off, and he took off anyway. So, but anyway, now he's bragging that no Israeli hostages would have been released without him. He said that it was all him, that nobody else could have done it. He even laughed while he said it and said, well, I guess Bibi's, I guess he's a war hero, so I guess that makes me a war hero too. And nobody could have gotten those hostages back. He was on the Mark Levin show. Mark Levin, you know, and he did. And he even said, he like accusatory towards Mark Levin. Nobody could have done that. You couldn't have done that. Nobody could have done that. Just me. They didn't want to release any hostages, but they did for me. And he's a war hero. He's a war hero. No Donald. No dear daddy duty dumpy pants. No, Donald, you're not a fucking war hero. You're a coward. You are a draft dodger. I mean, several times your number came up, and instead of serving your country and going to war like the rest of the poor Americans did, and some rich Americans, fuck, Elvis went to war, but no, you're not that cool. So you got a doctor to see you had bone spurs, and you dodged the draft repeatedly because you are a coward. You hate our military. That's the truth. You hate them. You had them on their knees rolling out the red carpet for a fucking dictator that wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. So no, Donald, you're not a war hero. You're a liar. You're a man so desperate for fucking relevance, you would stand on a pile of bodies and call it a podium. And the only war you've ever fought is against the truth. That's a war that you continue to this day. Fucking disgusting. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I will talk to you tomorrow.